Hello, 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 everyone. Yes, welcome to my channel, Brainstorm TV1 Productions, formerly Brainstorm TV1. So, welcome to my channel. Glad to see you. Glad you could be here. Glad you could join me. So, just thought I wanted to jump on here and do another quick live. So, just want to talk about a few popular brands around the world. So you use them, I use them, everyone uses these brands. So it's so good. Yes. Popular brands around the world. So I want to talk about PayPal, USPS, United States Postal Service, right over here in the United States of America. I just want to talk about, how these popular brands got started. So there's PayPal, USPS, Cash App, Netflix, and FedEx. So let's dive in, y'all. Let's dig in. So happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you're having a nice Sunday so far. Getting ready for that work week. Like I said previously, you know, a lot of us that have YouTube channels. So that's our business. So every day is it's almost like every day is a work day for us. Maybe, some content creators may not work on the weekend, but I 7 days a week for me. I'm always doing research. I'm always writing. I'm always trying to see what information, what great content I can bring to my channel. So it's so good. Yes. So thanks for being here, everyone. Just want to send love throughout the world, throughout the United States of America, and hope you all have a blessed week. Happy holidays to you. So tomorrow is a holiday, Monday. So after Monday, then we'll be looking at I think Halloween coming up in October, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. So, all right, let me get started. So, the first one I want to, I just wanted to do a little research. I wanted to do a little research on, different brands. I have about 300 or 400 different brands that I wrote down. So I want to just cover about 4 or 5 at a time, just a little bit. So it's about 300 or 400, and maybe more than that. So I know because there's a whole lot. It's I know when I did my research, they said there's 500,000 brands in the United States of America, but 500,000, I think it's more than that. I don't know. I believe it's more than 500,000. There's so many brands I wrote down. I wrote down so many brands, and just so many. Procter and Gamble, Starbucks, the coffee brand, Disney, Dove, Telsa, Airbnb, Adidas, Uber Technologies, Lyft, PepsiCo Incorporated. We have the fast food chains, McDonald's, Wendy's, Church's Chicken, Popeyes, M&M's. That's the candy brand. We have Band-Aid. You get hurt, that's your little Band-Aid. So I don't know the whole, I don't know all of their product that they offer in their product line, but Band-Aid, you cut yourself, you fall on your bike, your kids fall or something, grab a box of Band-Aids and throw one on the kid. Well, yeah, it's all good. Yes. And VC's, candy. That's a brand. Kleenex, Duracell, the battery, Oreo cookies, Heinz ketchup, Lay's potato chips, WD-40 oil, uh, McCormick, oil for your car, McCormick, Quaker, Chipotle's, Hershey's, Energizer, Lysol, Pillsbury, Hefty, candy bars, Doritos, potato chips, baked Lay's, Hershey Kisses, Hanes, Sony, Ritz, Jif, Fisher Price, McLean, Samsung, Oreo, Kellogg's, Lay's, Planters, Tupperware, Campbell's, National Geographic, Chiquita, Baskin Robbins ice cream brand, Fritos, Frito Lay, you know, like the snack brand. You want your snacks, your potato chips, your baked lays, your Fritos, your Cheetos, all those are brands. We have Tostitos, Twix, Ruffles, Vaseline, Lowe's, Cheerios, Corn Flakes, Nabisco, Nestle, Toll House, Pringles, Cheetos, Colgate, Crest, Hello, toothpaste brands, car dealership brands, BMW, Cadillac, Hyundai, just so many different brands. So this is just to name a few. So let me get started. So that's just that don't even put a dent in the list that I have. So we're starting off with PayPal. So PayPal in 2023, there were 433 million PayPal users. Just imagine. That is man, this was I don't know, it was a darn good idea. So, so digital payments, that's what we're talking about for real. So good. Yes. In 2023, there were 433 million PayPal users and 20 million payments had gone through the platform. So they created a platform that's useful to people, something that we need, So, you want, if you owe somebody some money, you don't want to have to worry about going way across town to give it to them. You know, you go to the bank, you get the money out, you have to go all the way across town to take it to them. But this digital platform that was created, it was created. So it is, you know, a platform that is very beneficial to us all. So it's convenient, beneficial, convenient. Who wants to run all the way across town? You got to pay a bill. You got to always go to the establishment to pay your bill. It says for many, it's the ideal payment platform, right? For many, and small businesses have come to rely on it as well. Small businesses rely on this platform as well. Still, if you go back to its origins, the execution was anything but perfect. Execution was anything but perfect. It all goes back to the late 90s. Back then, tech entrepreneurs Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, and Luke Nosek wanted to dive into digital payments. We must remember that back then, e-commerce was just beginning. So in the 90s, they said that e-commerce was just beginning. So in other words, business on the web, business on the world wide web. The few decent platforms to work on. So Theo Levchin and Nosek, Mr. Nosek, took it upon themselves to solve this, and that's how Confinity was born. So they created this company called Confinity. So that was Theo Levchin and there's many ideas, including the Palm Palette IOU system, which sounded awful and performed just as poorly. Fortunately for them, times were moving very fast. In the months, Confinity had gone through several projects and learned enough to land on a payment system called PayPal that would allow users to transfer money digitally. So that's all we were waiting on. I mean, we wasn't thinking about nothing like that. These gentlemen come up with this idea, and it's just really, really something that has changed the lives of us all, businesses as well as regular entrepreneurs, businesses, and uh, you know, consumers, customers, people. This has changed the lives of us all. Transferring money online with little hassle was the key to success. And by creating a platform where it could be done integrally, the PayPal idea gained strength. At the same time, Confinity made a crucial step. So three gentlemen, they formed a company called Confinity. So in March of 2000, Confinity merged with an online bank called X.com and took the latter's name, the founder of X.com. So Confinity, those three gentlemen, they merged with another company called X.com. And it was none other than Elon Musk. In April of that year, the controversial South African took over as CEO, with Theo becoming chairman of the board. Elon Musk. I can barely say the name. I guess he got so much money I can't even say his name. Oh, Elon Musk. Oh, it's all good though. We never know. What the future may hold for us. So we're looking for a great business venture. Where we can prosper. We can grow. We can grow as individuals, businesses. So Elon Musk his tenure tenure as a CEO was as long as a summer love. By October 2000, by October 2000, he stepped down as a CEO and Phil took over, with Musk remaining on the board. But that's not to say his presence didn't have a direct impact. If Elon Musk leadership has come under fire as of late with his handling of Twitter, it seems like a reflection of the past. As the CEO of X.com, Musk was biased and favored his side of the company instead of the overall idea of confinity. His buttered, and it got to a point in which I had to look that up. So that looks like a coat, COUT, and a space, DE space ETAT. So that looks like a Spanish word. So coat de attack. A lot of us we only used to the English language, and so when these different words, sometimes I don't even know if that word is even in the dictionary because I never even looked up any Spanish words in the dictionary. Because when you used to the English language, you never look up any Spanish word unless they have a Spanish dictionary. So I don't even know about that. But that would be something to do some research on. It's all good though. It's all good. It says Cote Day attack occurred, one of the most dramatic in Silicon Valley history, according to author Ashley Vance. A small group of X.com employees gathered one night at Fannie and Alexander, a now defunct bar in Palo Alto, and brainstormed about how to push out Musk. They decided to sell the board on the idea of Phil returning as CEO. So sometimes you may think of, companies may think about certain people that they may feel that, better at the job, or people, they want somebody they can trust. And they just, seem like they wanted to push him out. They wanted to push Mr. Musk out. They decided to sell the board on the idea that Phil returned as CEO instead of confronting Musk directly with this plan. The conspirators decided to take action behind his back. They decided to take action behind Musk's back. After a successful betrayal, depending on who you ask, the company assigned Peter Thiel as CEO, and no time ditched the X.com moniker. Thus, it became known as PayPal in 2001 and was an immediate success. Immediate success. That same year, the company amounted to 10.2 million users. So I was definitely one of those PayPal users, but I have recently closed my PayPal account. Uh, right, 10 point, so that same year, 10.2 million users. By February 2002, 4 years after the initial idea and just months after renaming itself as PayPal, the company successfully went public, going from $13 to a closing value of $20. So in other words, you could buy stock in a company. It used to be $13, but what the value was there at that time $20. 2002, while the startup was enjoying impressive numbers behind closed doors, money was scarce. Its chaotic upbringing meant there was little control, but fortune had it. They would have a stroke of luck. In July of that year, eBay announced it would buy PayPal for $1.5 billion. It's so good. And it's all money. It's all good for real. PayPal. So eBay purchased, well, I guess they purchased because they said eBay announced it would buy PayPal for $1.5 billion, finalizing the acquisition by October. Imagine that. Everyone who had been a part of the company walked out a millionaire. Oh, man, I wish I was, oh, wow. Everyone that was part of the company walked out a millionaire. Ain't that something? Lord have mercy. So I mean, that's all good, yeah, right there. That's real. That's real good. It's a fascinating, fast-paced story that doesn't end with eBay purchasing the struggling startup. So PayPal was struggling. eBay purchased PayPal took them out of the hole. All the company employees became millionaires. Um, in fact, this is just the beginning of the PayPal situation. And it all starts with the Don, Peter, Theo, and the loyal consigliere Levchin, who made PayPal successful. Okay, it's all about loyalty. There's a lot of value behind the people you hire, whether in the startup world or the Casa Castella Maris war. Theo was no different. Most of his working methods had rubbed off on other founders. It only takes one quick read about his hiring process. I wanted to build a company where everybody would be really great friends, and no matter what happened with the company, the friendships would survive, he told Czech Republic. Loyalty, therefore, was essential. Theo was reiterated that he not only hired his friends, but possible friends as well. Many who worked at PayPal came from Theo's earliest days as a student at Stanford University. So still, Stanford University is a very popular, well-known university. So that's a brand as well. So colleges are brands. So I went to Strayer University. That's a brand. Howard University. So that's not too far from, you know, where I live, Howard University. Those entering the company faced formidable challenges. Lev Chin and his minions were fixing fraud issues and regulatory problems. At the same time, Theo tried to sort out how to tackle the competition. The goal was to keep the PayPal ship afloat. That's not to say these were wrong moves. Imagine being put to the challenge with people you don't like. It was a good thing they hired their friends. Yep. So in other words, you in business with people that you don't like, and but he took upon himself. So the owners of the Confinity company, they hired their friends to work with them. So right, they said, imagine if you had hired somebody you don't like, and you had to, you had probably they probably would have had to go through a whole lot more than what they went through. Like kids growing up in tough neighborhoods, the guys at PayPal rallied together and took a blood oath, such as refusing outside help. Their hiring process was just as personal. The two co-founders didn't want jocks nor MBAs. So MBAs, master people that have their master degrees in business administration. So I do have my bachelor's in business administration. Or consultants for that matter. For example, they didn't hire anyone who played basketball because, as Levchin told CNN, everyone I knew in college who liked to play hoops was an idiot. So that's what he said. So I guess, sorry, basketball players. There were other ways of going about things that were atypical. Here's a list of some of Theo's hiring practices. Hire people who live and breathe numbers and who speak multiple languages. Hire people that you can recruit from the Midwest. Let everyone from managers to grunts see all the data, including traffic, revenue, and burn rate. Make decisions based on facts and argument, not experience. So make decisions based on facts and an argument, not experience. That is, I don't know if a lot of companies will go by that rule. A lot of people wanted to hire based on experience. Based on experience, college, if you have a college degree, mostly, all the applications I have filled out, they want to know, what type of experience you have. And the next one is if your strategy isn't working, be prepared to change your company's direction, right? Sometimes you have to change your plan. So that strategy or that plan is not working, that I can agree with that one. Avoid and terminate unproductive meetings, right? Foster a competitive, hyper masculine work environment, but no jocks. Competing on the ping pong table instead of the basketball court is better, whatever that means. Force out anyone who disagrees with your values. See, that's something. Force out anyone. So this was his rule, his rules. And if you leave, stay in touch with the inner circle and invest in their startups. So if this was a list that was hard to fulfill, who did they hire? So this, yeah, that was something else. Those. It said these were the practices that one of the owners of Confinity. Confinity, this was Mr. Thiel. So Thiel's hiring practices. So hire people who live and breathe numbers and who work multiple languages. So I just read, recruit from the Midwest. Let everyone from managers to grunts see all the data, including traffic, revenue, and burn rate. Now, I don't know if you would show all your data. It depends on, what department some of the workers are working in, because some of the employees don't need to see all your data. So they said this was Mr. Thiel's hiring practices. So I read all those, but I know a lot of companies would not agree with half of them. Who were the original PayPal members? There's no way of knowing if the person sitting next to you would be hugely successful in the future. That's true. So it's still said it's always good to keep in touch after parting ways. That's a valuable tip. But it's not only about what you do after you leave. It says it's also about cultivating the same attitude between you and your peers. Many books and articles have covered how a collection of nerdy geniuses fueled the company culture. I guess they put together a company culture. They went 100 miles per hour, promoted cockiness, and stood up to whatever challenges lay ahead. This attitude was a combination of need and desire. As we explained, times were tough at PayPal's earliest beginnings. You had to like rain, wind, and sleet to stand in the middle of a perfect storm. Right. Because who's going to stand in front of a perfect storm if they don't like you said, rain, wind, and sleet? But this is hard to replicate. One of the biggest challenges is meshing two companies' cultures and making them work. And that's what happened after eBay purchased PayPal, the culture and corporate differences were just too much. So eBay purchased PayPal. So I didn't even know that. So this information is very new to me, interesting, and good to know. So eBay couldn't handle the bro nerd power. So eBay purchased PayPal. The culture and corporate differences were just too much. eBay couldn't handle the bro nerd power. So eBay purchased PayPal. The PayPal constantly clashed with eBay's rigid way of doing things. So, but I mean, if eBay purchased PayPal, but then they're saying PayPal constantly clashed with eBay's rigid way of doing things, it's safe to say they weren't buddies. So immediately after the purchase, they start having problems. It says Theo, Levchin, and many of PayPal's employees left and went on to become hugely successful. So look, Theo, Levchin, and many of PayPal's employees, they left and went on to become hugely successful. After all, it's easier for young people in the prime of their careers with millions in their pockets after a billionaire purchase to bounce back. And that's what happened with many former employees. Just look at the list, and this is only part of it. So who are they? Yeah, so I mean, if I was one of the employees and after eBay purchased PayPal, and I'm one of the employees, and I have millions in my pocket, of course I'm gonna do well, because if you have that money in your pocket, uh, a large sum of money like that, then you can't. I mean, some people have blown it all. You can't blow it all, but me, if I had some millions in my pocket today, I'm thinking about some good investments. So that's what I'm thinking about. I already got education behind me. I know what to do when I get my hands on some money. I made some real money. So so my degree is business, so I wouldn't even be scared to even take a chance. So let's see. I'm not gonna hold this article too long. I don't see the time. I don't see the time. Yeah, I don't see the time up here. But I guess I can look at my phone. I want to keep up with the time. Okay. He go on to co-found. Okay, I think they're talking about Mr. Thiel. Let me see. Okay, it says who is in the PayPal? Who is in PayPal now? I guess the Don Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel. He go on to co-found Founders Fund and finance projects like SpaceX, Airbnb, So I did just recently did a video talking about Airbnb and the founders of Airbnb. So they founders of Airbnb, they started out, they couldn't pay their rent, so they started advertising. They started advertising for people to rent a space in their apartment. So it started out from there. And we have Facebook and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, that's a social media site, so that's also a brand. So I know you need to talk about them in one of my videos. I said, with his ruthless attitude, comprehensive business knowledge, and relentless energy and thought-provoking ideas, Phil is a money-making machine. Yeah, he's not only famous for his business side, but also controversial, being knee-deep in politics and lawsuits. Yes, the Hulk Hogan lawsuit. So I'm not going to read into that. An advisor to the boss, left chin a bit quieter, but just a bit. His demeanor shouldn't take away from his accolades. He was relentless in developing technology to prevent fraud, such as the capture test earliest versions. Wait, so the whole fire hydrant thing was his idea. Thanks. He then acted as a chairman for Yelp and created other payment platforms. And it says Ken Howery, served as PayPal's CFO, Chief Financial Officer. He worked with eBay as head of development, but left to co-found the Founders Fund with Phil. So he left. eBay took over the company. eBay purchased PayPal, and Phil, he left. So he was one of the original starters of PayPal. But so they wasn't getting along, even after the sale. They said, the PayPal owners, the new PayPal owners, which is eBay now, wasn't getting, even after they sold the company. Oh, and by the way, he became the United States ambassador to Sweden under Donald Trump. So they talking about Ken Howery. So he left PayPal because he did serve as PayPal CFO, Chief Financial Officer. So it says the other leader, Elon Musk. Yes, the very same. And if we were making a film, his role would be hard to define. After much of the early PayPal days came out, a director would need help placing him. A capo, a negotiator, a businessman, all of the above. So they're talking about Elon Musk. Luke Nosek, one of the Confinity co-founders, eventually he created a Giga Fund, an investment firm that would in turn help raise money for SpaceX. He's also a member of the board for SpaceX and ResearchGate. Roy Loftbartha, he was PayPal's head of corporate development for a while and is now considered one of the world's top tech investors. So I guess so. They sold PayPal to eBay, and then all the workers, employees, they left with millions of dollars in their pocket. So they're just telling us, from the article what some of those employees are doing now. So Roy Bartha, he was PayPal's head of corporate development, but now he's not with them no more. No, because eBay purchased PayPal, so he's not with them. But now he's considered one of the world's top tech investors. He works with none other than Sequoia Capital funding projects within Apple, Instagram, and YouTube. So he still landed a good job, even though he's not, working with PayPal anymore. Remember this, the whole YouTube thing. And there's another gentleman named Reid Hoffman, fast talking, energetic. Hoffman serves on PayPal's board of directors in his foundation. Phil told the New York Times that Hoffman was more a fireman than anything else, with a knack for dousing fires in those early days. He co-founded LinkedIn. He has also invested in Facebook, Flickr, and joined the Microsoft board in 2017. Then somebody named David Sachs. He loved chess and movies and worked as COO of PayPal in 1999. After the eBay purchase, he produced the hit Thank You for Smoking. I recommend it. Excellent movie. Then he became an angel investor for Airbnb and Slack, among others. So this gentleman named David Sachs. And then now they're saying the trio Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and George Karam worked at PayPal. Chen and Karam were engineers with Hurley. While Hurley was a web designer, you might not have heard of them, but their brainchild is quite popular. They created YouTube, and then received funding from their friend Barker. So, right, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and George Karam, they created YouTube. They created YouTube and received funding from their friend. Then there's the dynamic duo, PayPal engineer Russell Simmons, no, not the music mogul, and the president of technology Jeremy Stoppelman. After working at PayPal, they left with the eBay purchase. They left with the eBay purchase. I'm like, you left PayPal with millions in your pocket, so it's all good. I would have been good. I would have been good for real. Yes, it's all good. Yes. That is something else. The family extended to Yishan Wong, eventual Reddit CEO Jason Portnoy, now partner at Oak House, and Eric Jackson, who write a best-selling book about PayPal and run two different companies, and the list goes on. So they wrote a book about PayPal, and they run two different. He runs two different companies, and the list goes on. Yep, yep. So you will run into astounding figures if you add up the impact on Silicon Valley. By 2019, with a considerably conservative approach, Venture Beat magazine estimated that the members alone had made 1,005 investments into 646 companies in the valley. But all these startups and investment firms have two things in common. PayPal employees help created many startups. So PayPal employees help create many startups. PayPal may have the highest ratio of individuals going off to start or finance new startups in the valley. Scott Detmer told the New York Times that's their key to success. Look at the ring of investments. You'll see it's a tight web. It's so close and so united that it's evident that the first people anyone in the PayPal family would talk to is the family itself. Suppose you want a visual ride to get to know the family members. In that case, Fleximize does an excellent job of highlighting the connection. So I'm not going to read too much more about PayPal, but it's some more in the article. So, yeah, so eBay purchased PayPal, and then a lot of the workers, all of the workers, they said, left with millions in their pocket, millions of dollars in their pocket. So they went on to do some, work for other companies. Some of them went on to work for Facebook, YouTube, they had millions in their pocket. So they couldn't. I mean, some people can mess up some money, but it seems like they all did well. So let's look at the next one. Let's look at the United States Postal Service. Let's see. Let's see how they got started. So I'd like to know that because I'm right over here in the United States of America. I don't know when they started. I know I can't remember. I can remember getting mail. Way back when. So when did the USPS start? Okay, a past history of USPS. Let me see. So I can remember way back when, getting mail. I can only remember back to, at least, uh, at least around what, 15, 20 years back. See, when did the USPS start? See, United States Postal Service, also known as the Post Office, U.S. Mail or Postal Service, is an independent agency of the executive branch of the United States federal government, responsible for providing postal service in the United States, including its regular areas and associated states. So, so in other words, they call themselves, well, right, because we do have a post office where you can go to the post office. So that's a brand, USPS, United States Postal Service.com. And so the post office is where, you can get you can go down there and pick your mail up. You can, you want to mail a package or something like that. You go to, they have a post office. So the post office does represent United States Postal Service. So, you have some packages to mail. You can mail packages out of the country. You can mail packages within the state, within the state, United States. So the post office, we had U.S. Mail, United States Mail, United States of America Mail. They deliver it to your house personally. So we all have our little mailboxes. We have our mailboxes, and they mail people come mail carrier they call them, postal service worker, mail carrier. So they have different names, and then they come put the mail in your box, and so they bring it right to your door. But if you're living in some other states, sometimes they have like your mailbox is like down in the yard or something like that. So it's different. It's different depending on the state that you live in, where your mailbox would be. So it says, it looks like they started in 1971. It says the United States Post Office Department, also known as the Post Office or U.S. Mail, was the predecessor of the United States Postal Service, USPS, established in 1792. From 1872 to 1971, it was officially in the form of a cabinet department. It was headed by the Postmaster General. So I guess back in the day, our, I guess I would call it our ancestors, I guess they did get mail. But, so we're on a lot of times, if you don't do your research, you won't know nothing about that. But that's what it seems like it's saying here, the USPS, also known, it said the USPOD. So don't know, or United States Post Office Department. Okay, that's what that is. USPOD, United States Post Office Department, also known as the Post Office or U.S. Mail, was the predecessor of the United States Postal Service. So in other words, it used to be called the United States Post Office Department. I didn't even know that myself, and I live right here in the United States. I didn't even know that. But so let's see why it's important to do your research, especially when you're getting into business, marketing research, researching the trends in the market. You want to find out what your competitors are doing. It's all about, all around research. All around research. You never know what you can uncover when you do some research. So sometimes don't sit back and wait on people to tell you this and tell you that. I am quick to pick up my laptop or desktop and see what I can find, see what I can find out, because I am very inquisitive about this and about that. United States Postal Service. See, so it says the United States Postal Service, also known as the Post Office, U.S. Mail, or Postal Service, is an independent agency of the executive branch of the United States federal government, responsible for providing postal service in the United States, including its insular areas and associated states. It is one of the few government agencies explicitly authorized by the Constitution of the United States. The USPS, as of 2021, has 516,636 career employees and 136,531 non-career employees. Look at all them employees they have. So the United States Postal Service, as of 2021, that was 2 years ago, they have 516,636 employees. So they have, I know they have people that work right. They have, they have post office, employees that work right there in the post office. So you go to the post office, you want to mail a package, you want to mail a package, or whatever you want to do. You want to pick up your mail, your mail. If your mail delivery service, if they stop your mail, or even you want to stop your mail for a week or two or a few days because you're going out of town, so you can go there to do that, or you mail a package, you can go pick up a package. So it's so much you can do at the United States Post Office. So, the post office, so they employ 516,636 people. The USPS has a monopoly on traditional letter delivery within the United States and operates under a universal service obligation. Right, they have a monopoly because they are the only ones that deliver the mail. So that's when somebody monopolizes the market, that means they're the only ones, or it's just a few sellers or a few that's in that particular business area. So we don't those United States Postal Service, the USPS, United States Postal Service. They are the only ones that deliver the regular mail. So we all get our regular mail. So they do have a monopoly for that. So they are the only ones. So that's why they monopolize the market. The USPS has a monopoly on traditional letter delivery within the U.S. and operates under a universal service obligation, both of which are defined across a broad set of legal mandates, which are obligated to provide uniform price and quality across the entirety of its service area. The post office has exclusive access to letter boxes marked U.S. mail and personal letter boxes in the U.S., but has to compete against private package delivery services such as United Parcel Service, FedEx, and DHL. Right, they compete against those because we do have package delivery, other package delivery services. So United States Postal Service, they do deliver the regular mail. They have a monopoly for that because that's the only company that we get our regular mail from. But when it comes to packages that we need, that we want to mail, or that's being delivered to us, or if we go, or even we can go to the post office and pick them up, or we can go. In other words, like they say, Parcel Service. We have FedEx and DHL. So United Parcel Service, FedEx, and DHL. I kind of put my trust, our, I like the USPS. So they get the mail whether it's raining, it's snowing, it's sleeting. The mail will go through USPS. So I trust them. I rather rely on them to get even my packages and my regular mail. So only time you don't see the USPS, United States Postal Service, is a holiday. Other than that, you're going to get your mail. So okay, so let me go to the next one. Okay, I did PayPal, USPS, PS. Let's talk about Cash App. Let's see how Cash App started. Cash App started. How did Cash App start? How did Cash App start? So Cash App, it was launched in 2013 by Block Incorporated, the same company that owns Square. So Square is another digital payment system that you run a business, you can use PayPal or Cash App. But a lot of times, they always try to tell you that you're running a business, you don't want to use Cash App and PayPal. I think those Cash App, PayPal, and Square, I think those are more for I think they better serve individuals, personal people like individuals like us, customers like us, not businesses. I think if you're running your own business, uh, I think it's best to use if you have your website, you have your own website, then you have they have well, people do use Square, so Square can be used. So Square, but yeah, I mean, but nowadays, you know, it depends on the business. They may use PayPal, they may use Cash App. But a lot of times, you send the money to your cousin, you send right, it's all good. good. You send the money to your cousin, a relative, or something. You want to use. You say, hey, you want to know. You want to know. You want to ask them, do they have PayPal? Do they have Cash App? So good. Yes. Oh yeah. So that's how they go. Block Incorporated created Cash App. Block Incorporated created Cash App, which allows you to bank through your mobile phone without the fees that usually accompany banking. So let's talk a little bit more about Cash App. Cash App is the app that allows you to do all things I just listed. It was launched in 2013 by Block Incorporated, the same company that owns Square, a card processing service used by many small businesses. Block Incorporated created Cash App. So Block Incorporated, I never even heard of them. They created Cash App, which allows you to bank through your mobile phone without the fees that you have to, so banks do have fees. So, yeah, you got your credit card fees, you got your banking fees. I don't think, if you have a debit card, I don't think that the Visa debit or the Visa MasterCard, they don't have a lot of fees like the credit cards. You have Visa credit card and a MasterCard, Visa credit card and a Master credit card. Then they are going to come with fees. But I almost rather use a debit card. I almost rather use like a Visa debit or a MasterCard debit, and then, you can various places you can load money on, and pay bills, pay bills. But the thing is with the credit card, in case credit cards are good too if you want to rent a car or something. Because some car rental agencies, they don't accept debit cards, but they will accept a credit card. So if you have enough credit to get a credit card, but they do have credit cards that you can get to build your credit. They let you get them if your credit is bad. Some credit card companies will let you get a credit card, but a lot of times the credit limit minimum is like 300. It may start you out with 300, and once you pay, and then you build up your credit. You build your credit up, and then sometimes they will increase your credit limit after 6 months. Okay, it says to use Cash App, you must first download the application on your mobile phone. If you want to pay someone, you need their phone number, email, or a code to make the payment. Sending and receiving money is completely free, and most payments are deposited directly into your bank account. As soon as you make a transaction, your balance will be updated immediately on your Cash App, so the payment went through. So some people don't like to use a lot of these different different sources, I guess I would say, when it comes to sending money. Some people, there's always going to be people out there that's not going to want to, use. But I mean, I find them convenient, Cash App, PayPal. So how did we on Cash App? So how did Cash App get started? So it said they launched in 2013. They were launched in 2013 by a company called Block Incorporated, but it has to be some gentlemen. It doesn't have any names. Let me see. It was launched by Block Incorporated, formerly Square Incorporated, at its launch on October 15, 2013, under the name Square Cash. It says, I'm trying to see. It doesn't say, or okay, let's see. Well, it just say Block Incorporated. They don't give any names. They say Cash App was launched by Block Incorporated, formerly Square Incorporated. So Square, that's also a digital money transfer system. In other words, you have a business, you can use Square. So customers want to pay for their products. They have you set up a Square account. It says formerly Square Incorporated is launched on October 15, 2013. So 2013, that was just 10 years ago. under the name Square Cash. It says Cash App, formerly Square Cash, or it used to be called Square Cash, is a mobile payment service available in the United States and the United Kingdom that allows a lot of people don't have Cash App. Because I know I have some friends in Nigeria, but they said their Cash App doesn't work over there. And another brand I want to talk about is WhatsApp. So I may talk about them in my next video. It says Cash App used to be called Square Cash. Is a mobile payment service available in the United States and the United Kingdom that allows users to transfer money to one another. Right, transfer money to one another. A lot of businesses. I mean, if you're running a business, I don't think a business. I mean, it's not. I guess I would say it's not appropriate. Not appropriate. And it says there's a mobile payment service available in the United States and the United Kingdom. It allows users to transfer money to one another for a 1.5% fee for immediate transfer using the mobile phone app. Yep, download the Cash App. It's an app, the Cash app on your phone. So you download that and set it up using the mobile phone app. It's in September 2021. The service reported $7 United States in gross profit. See what I'm saying? They just creating these companies and making all this money, so it makes you want to go out there or create your company. But you need a business plan. But it's all good though. You need a business plan, marketing plan. And it seems like when you think about it, you're like, look, I could do that. I could create a company, but sometimes easier said than done. But I mean, don't never let nothing stop you. If you want to start your business, I suggest, do your research, find out about the niche. Niche is the area you want to get into. Say, for instance, you want to get into the beauty industry, the retail, retail like, clothing lines. You want to get into the car industry, food industry, whatever industry you want to get in, you want to deal with jewelry, whatever kind of business you think you want to run. But do your research. Find out about the trends in the market, look at the competitors, see what they doing. So it says, in 2021, they grossed 1.8 billion. I got to say that loud. It's so good now. $1.8 billion. Yes. So, Cash App making some big bank, boy. Cash App and PayPal, boy, they making the dough. Cash App was launched by Block Incorporated, but used to be formerly Square Incorporated. In March 2015, Square introduced Square Cash for businesses. So, right, like I said, Square usually, because I know I had a website with, I forgot who was that I had a website with, but I did use Square. So when my customers ordered, then they, they paid through the Square that I had Square set up, right there on my website. It says Square introduced Square Cash for businesses. This allowed individuals, organizations, and business owners to create a unique username to send and receive money known as cash tag, $ cash tag. Since then, the $ cash tag has become the most popular method for users to transfer money. It says in January 2018, Cash App added support for Bitcoin trading. In October 2019, Cash App added support for stock trading to users in the United States. Let me see what else it says. And it says in November 2020, Square announced it was acquiring Credit Karma tax. So I didn't even know that. Square announced it was acquiring Credit Karma tax, a free do-it-yourself tax filing service for $50 million and would make it a part of its Cash App unit. So they know they're going to make more money because people need to check on their, file their taxes. So they charge you a certain amount of money to file your taxes. So in other words, Square announced it was acquiring Credit Karma Tax. It was a free do-it-yourself tax filing service. So they purchased that for $50 million, and that was 2020, 3 years ago. 3 years back, right? On November the 3rd, 2021, Square opened Cash App to teenagers between 13 and 17. So that's good to know. Square opened Cash App to teenagers between 13 and 17. So in other words, if you have a 13-year-old or 17-year-old, you still want to monitor them and make sure they're not sending their money to the wrong people. So the app previously required its users to be at least 18 years old. Younger teens will need a parent or guardian, like I said, to authorize the account and will not have access to cryptocurrency or stock trading until they turn 18. So that's good to know. So that's all I'm going to say about what's that Cash App. So in other words, you can read some more on Cash App. So that's it's a mobile payment service available in the United States and the United Kingdom. So if you want to sign up for Cash App, you know, so you want to sign up for that. So it was launched by Block Incorporated, and Block Incorporated was formerly Square Incorporated at its launch. So Block Incorporated. So let me go to so next we have Netflix. Let's see how Netflix got started. So who started Netflix? How did Netflix get started? So, it's so good. How y'all doing today? Happy Sunday. We're about to move into Monday. So Monday, we're about to get into the week, get into the week. So September is moving along. Hope you all had a nice Sunday and, well wishes. So well wishes to all of you. So let's talk about Netflix. Netflix was founded by Mark, Ralph, and Reed Hastings on August 29, 1997. So Netflix was started in 1997, so in Scotts Valley, California. So the gentleman named Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings. So Netflix is an American subscription video on demand over the top streaming service owned and operated by Netflix. So Netflix is an American subscription video on demand over the top streaming service. I wonder, can they use it there? Do they use it in other countries? I don't know. The service primarily distributes films and television series produced by the media company of the same name from various genres. And it is available internationally, right, in multiple languages. That's what I wanted to know. So internationally, it's available internationally. So that's good to know. So that is good to know. Let me see. Who created Netflix and why? Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. They have an idea to rent DVDs by mail. They test the concept by mailing themselves a DVD. The DVD arrives intact, and the idea for Netflix is born. So see, just a little idea like that. Just had a little scenario, a small idea, and then blew up into a large $1 billion company. So $1 billion brand, your brand is your company is your brand. So that's Netflix. Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Let me see what else they have to say. Let me see what else they have to say about Netflix. It says, what did Netflix look like in 1997? Netflix was founded in 1997 as a mail order subscription DVD company. Right, so that's what they're saying. So they mailed, they mailed the DVD to themselves, and that's how they got the idea for their subscription company. That's what it was called at first, Netflix. So Netflix was founded in 1997 as a mail order subscription DVD company. The customer used the Netflix website to choose their DVDs, which would then be mailed to their home. So in other words, you order the DVDs. I know we used to have a company over here called Blockbuster, so I think they went out of business. When you go in there, we used to have to go in there. I don't think they was online. But you go in there, you rent you some DVDs. and you pick them up. But they didn't mail them to our home. So they had like storefronts. You go in there. So they were called Blockbuster, and I think they went out of business. Well, I missed that company though. I used to like it. We go in there, you rent your movies, and rent your movies. You pick them up right there, and you go and get them, and they didn't mail them to your home or nothing like that. So I guess they were kind of behind in the times. But it's all good. It depends on what your company can do. Sometimes some companies can do this and some companies can do that, and they all can't do the same. So that's how it is. Some companies grow, some companies fail, but so that's how it goes sometimes. In the early years, Netflix was a popular DVD service. By 1999, it had 239,000 subscribers and over 3,000 titles to choose from. By 2006, that number had jumped to 6.3 million subscribers. Streaming services began being offered in 2007, with their first stream only plan available in 2010. The company then launched its services worldwide, and they are currently available in 190 countries all over the world. So that's Netflix. When did Netflix start? They started in 1997 with this website launching in April 1998. At that time, there were about 900 titles to choose from. It says, what did Netflix look like in 1997? Netflix was founded in 1997 as a mail order subscription DVD company. So, a lot of us probably didn't even know that. Because I know we had Blockbuster back in the day. So they were you know, a DVD company as well. So they sold DVDs, but I didn't know Netflix started out as a DVD company. 1997. So 3 years from that would have been 2023. That was 26 years ago. So 26 years ago, they started out as a DVD company. The customer uses Netflix website to choose their DVDs. So you go to Netflix website, choose your DVDs, order them, and then they will mail them to your home. So I mean, I didn't even do that. I don't think I did that in 1997. No, I don't even remember that. A prepaid return envelope was included in the mailing for the return of the DVD. I mean, so that was cool. You look on their website, so when I talked about marketing, companies, make their products and services, they can make the services available online as well. Make their products and services available to us through their marketing channels. So some of their marketing channels might be a website. Marketing channel maybe store shelves, internet marketing, social media marketing. So different, it depends on the business. Like I always said, each business has different needs. So some companies may not even be online. Because I know we went to Virginia Beach, and we went down there, and I went down there, and we went in a store where I think it's the name of the store is called Kites. I forgot the full name, but I know they sold kites, and I know the name was Kites, some kind of kites. But the gentleman that worked in the store, he said they wasn't even online. So all companies are not even online. You would think all companies are online by this time, 2023. But he said, no, we're not online. Oh, we're not online. Sometimes it takes time to, it takes a nice business strategy, a marketing strategy, and sometimes you have to hire people that can, be your social media manager. Sometimes companies are not ready for that type of service. So that is Netflix. So let's see how did FedEx start? How did FedEx start? How did FedEx start? So the company. The company was founded in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I think, and then where one of our former presidents was from. Mr. Bill Clinton. I think he was from Little Rock, Arkansas. Arkansas. The company was founded in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1971 as Federal Express Corporation. Federal Express Corporation by Frederick W. Smith, a graduate of Yale University. He drew up the company's concept in a term paper at Yale. Yes, it's all good. Yes, this is some good information, y'all. So hit that like button on your way in, hit that like button on your way out. I don't know whatever order you want to do that in, but subscribe to my channel. Just trying to bring you educational, enlightening, inspirational content, entertainment as well. Entertainment. I don't have time to get into no gossip. Trying to, cover some business topics. So I love business. My degree is business administration. Yes, it's all good. Strayer University. So I don't know why I say that all the time, but can I trademark that? Can I trademark? It's so good. Yes. So let's see. So we're talking about FedEx. So they started out as the Federal Express Corporation by Frederick W. Smith, a graduate of Yale University. So Yale University, Stanford University, Harvard University, Howard University, and then my alma mater, Strayer University. So I put them on the list. Yeah, Strayer University. Yeah, of course. I got a great education. Education. Yes, it's all good. It's all good. I got a great education. Strayer University, right over here in the United States of America. My Professor Bush, he said, there's nothing wrong with Strayer University. You get the same quality education at any university. So it's just that certain people flock to those certain universities. Certain celebrities flock to those universities, and that's what made them popular. I mean, that's what my teacher told me. So, but I mean, I'm confident that I got a great education. Yes, I'm very confident that I obtained my bachelor's degree in business administration, Strayer University, right over here in the United States of America. Yes, very proud of my education. So, let me see. But it's all good. It's all good. Education is education. So I always opened up a book. I studied. I did my homework, passed my tests. So it's all good. So it's all good. You know. Yep. So the gentleman, Frederick Wallace Smith. Smith and Ford, Frederick Wallace Smith, by name Fred Smith. He was born August 11th, 1944. So an American business executive who founded in 1971 Federal Express, later called FedEx, one of the largest express delivery companies in the world. So all these great ideas, this is so inspirational. All these, I ain't gonna say I wish I could. I'm gonna put my head to the fire. So I'm not gonna say, well, I wish I could do this, I wish I can do that. But sometimes you never know. You never know what day or what hour you can come up with a great idea. So Mr. Frederick Wallace Smith, Frederick, they call him Fred Smith. He was born August 4th, so American business executive who founded in 1971 Federal Express, they called it Federal Express, later called FedEx. So FedEx is, they try to make the name short, make the name short. So that's so I'm in the video here, and because it's getting late over here in the United States. So Frederick W. Smith and Ford Frederick Wallace. Like I said, he was American business executive. He founded Federal Express. Federal Express. I mean, Federal Express, I like the name, but I guess sometimes you think about your business name, but you can always make changes. So in 1971, they called it Federal Express. And I guess, FedEx is almost kind of short for Federal Express because you have Fed and then you have the EX and Federal Express. If you spell it out, it's still the same letters. So American Business Exec, he founded in 1971 Federal Express, later called FedEx. So they just shortened it because Federal Express and FedEx is basically, just took off some letters. So FEDEX. So FedEx, but if you spell it out, it's Express, EXPRESS. So they just took off the press. They took off the press at the end, Federal Express. They took off the PRESS and made it shorter. So Smith's father was a successful businessman who founded Dixie Greyhound Lines, among other ventures. As a child, the younger Smith, he had problems. He eventually recovered, and while a teenager, he learned to pilot airplanes. He later studied economics at Yale University. So I'm not going to go into all that, but if you want to look more into the FedEx founder, uh, and you can learn more about Mr. Smith. Yeah, Mr. Smith. So in 1971, he became the founding president of Federal Express and Express Service that he envisioned it as an integrated system of airplanes and trucks. So, but it became operational 2 years later with night flights from Memphis. It's based to 25 U.S. cities. Federal Express initially struggled largely due to rising fuel costs, and it lost nearly 30 million in its first 26 months. Smith reportedly kept the business afloat with money he won playing blackjack in Las Vegas. It's all good, though. You win some money. What's wrong with putting it in your business? The venture ultimately turned around, recording a profit in 1976. Smith took Federal Express public 2 years later. So, in other words, he was a struggling. The company was struggling. A lot of companies were struggling, but they went on. So, in other words, it says in 1971 he was the president and express delivery service that he envisioned as an integrated system of airplanes and trucks. So, I know I see the trucks. I see the delivery trucks, FedEx delivery trucks, but I didn't know they had airplanes as well. I guess they do. I guess they deliver. I guess they deliver internationally, so they would have to have their own company airplanes. Yeah, 9 times out of 10. So under Smith's direction, he held various positions within the business, Federal Express. So this when they called it Federal Express. Now they call it FedEx. Federal Express. It said under Smith's direction, he held various positions within the business. Federal Express began offering intercontinental services in 1984, and by the early 21st century, the company operated in some 220 countries. Its numerous innovations included the introduction of drop boxes, 1975, and the online tracking of packages, 1994. In addition, Smith oversaw the acquisition of Kinko's 2004, which eventually became FedEx Office. Right, so Kinko, right, they closed them down. Okay. See, I didn't know. Now uh, I used to go to Kinko's. Kinko's, you can Xerox if you need to Xerox some papers, some copies of this or copies of that. They company called Kinko's. I was wondering where Kinko's. I didn't know where they went to, but it says eventually that became FedEx Office. So they do have FedEx Office where you can go in, and they have different locations where you can pick up packages, send packages off. So FedEx Office. You need to send a package. You need to pick up a package. You want to use a copy machine. You can use a computer. They have those services in the FedEx Office. So I've been in there plenty of times. FedEx Office, and the rebranding of the company as FedEx in 2000. So they rebranded as FedEx in 2000. His various strategies helped make FedEx and his parent company, FedEx Corporation, worth more than $40 billion. 40 billion, Lord have mercy. What? Yes, it's all good. $40 billion by 2016. 2016, I was just driving Uber, and they were worth 40 billion. They were worth 40 billion. Yes, all right. Wow, when you think about that, you say, wow, I need to get my hand in the pot. I want to get my hand in my own pot. But it's all good. So I'm gonna close this video down. So hope you all are enjoying my content. Yes, trying to bring you educational, enlightening, inspirational content. So comment, comment below, subscribe below, So you have any ideas of any topics that want me to talk about, that's cool, let me know. But so right now I'm going over, a lot of individual brands. So I have a list of about 300 or 400 individual brands. So I'm going to bring to my channel around about 4 or 5, on these videos. So that's to help me build my content. So, come along with me, y'all. It's so good. Yes. So hope you all have a blessed Sunday. So may God be with you and me and everybody. God is blessing all of us. So and He will continue to bless us. So you all have a good night, and I'll see you on my next video. And Rainstorm TV will have a blessed week. And we out. It's all good. We out.